Tell me a ghost story that sounds completely unbelievable but is entirely true. I'll go first.
Man, listen to this shit. So this is around 2007. I had just graduated high school and I'm going to this community college in my hometown. The way that the community college is like structured is like there's the main campus and then there's like houses that people like take classes in. And I live in I'm from an older town and like the houses that were surrounding this campus were old as fuck. I don't even know how old they are, but you can just visually tell that they've been around a while. So I was taking music classes in this old ass house down the street from the main campus, and I would go in the morning for like music appreciation, and then I would go like in the afternoon for like a piano class. And the music instructor, the music instructor would always tell us like this house is haunted, and I fucking believed it because so much weird shit would happen in that house. Like for example, we was in the middle of class taking the test, and 3 or 4 pennies just fell from the fucking ceiling. We'll be in the middle of class, and our door would open and close, or open and slam, or slam and then open again, or the toilet across the hallway would just flush. Weird shit you see on TV. So one day, I'm going to my piano class, which is the afternoon class, and the instructor is usually there. And if she isn't there, she usually leaves the door unlocked so we can get in. For some reason, she didn't leave the door unlocked so we can get in. So I get there, and it was me and some other girl that was taking the class at the same time. So when I get there, I hear somebody playing the piano upstairs because the practice pianos were upstairs and the window was kind of cracked a little bit. So I'm thinking it's the other girl that I'm taking the class with. So I'm texting her like, "Hey, can you let me in?" She never responds. So I'm knocking on the door at this point, and every time I knock on the door, I notice the piano would stop playing. So I'm like, okay, maybe they're just trying to see who it is. So I knock on the door one more time. I take a step back off the porch and I look up and I'm waving and there's a woman looking out the window. And she don't look like a fucking ghost. She just looks normal. And like she has on this old ass looking dress. And it's just like, okay. I didn't think of it as like her being a ghost because she just looked real. She wasn't glowing or nothing like that. So I'm just like, hey, can you let me in? And she looked pissed off. Like, and I'm looking at her pissed off, like, yo, let me in. Like, it's cold as hell outside. So she walks away from the window, and I'm like, what the hell? So she started playing the piano again. As soon as she walks off, my instructor pulls up to the house or whatever, and then the other girl pulled up, and we walk in. I'm like, yeah, there's some woman upstairs playing the piano. I try to get in. I'm not really sure who it is, and so she's like, oh, really? And so she goes upstairs and checks. Man, she goes upstairs and she said there's nobody here. I'm like, yeah, right. And she says no, like there's nobody here. And I told her, I'm like, hey, like, so when I got here, the piano was playing and I knocked on the door and I backed up from the door and I looked up and there was a woman here. She's like, no, that was probably the spirit that's been doing all that crazy shit when we've been in class.